Hey everyone, and welcome back to those who have been to this channel before. This video is going to be focused on understanding OBD2 IM readiness monitors. But first I want to say thank you Innova for sending me over the 5610. They sent this scanner out to me to use in a few videos, and I plan to do a full review on it after I've had some more time to play with all its features. But in the meantime, I thought it would be great to use this scanner for this IM readiness monitor video. Most scanners that can do IM readiness checks will state it someplace on the box or in their specs. You may need to check your manual to see if your OBD scanner supports it, but it should say something like IM readiness or IM info, or maybe they just says smog check. But first, let's get to the basics. The IM in IM monitors stands for inspection and maintenance. And I like to think of these monitors as little apps or programs that the engine computer, the PCM, runs to make sure the emission system is functioning correctly. The whole goal of the IM monitors is for identifying issues so they can be promptly repaired and help reduce emissions. And it may even save you money from damaging your catalytic converter, which we all know is an expensive part, as if you live in my area, they're always stealing them off of cars. So basically you have state and local governments that implement their own emissions programs to get vehicles tested just to be sure they pass these certain emission standards. In general, there's like three types of inspection and maintenance testing that they can do if you go in for emission testing. They may not do all of these, but you may have a visual inspection where they might look to make sure that you still have your catalytic converter on and nobody put in like a straight pipe and removed it or something. They may do some tailpipe testing where they check the emissions coming out of your tailpipe, and then they may do the OBD IM checks, which is kind of what we're going to discuss here. This is where having an OBD scanner that covers IM monitors is very handy, as you can verify before you go in to get your emissions checked that all your monitors that are specific to your vehicle have been run or in an OK or a ready state. Here you can see on the Innova 5610 that it shows all the IM monitors that the vehicle being tested supports are shown at the top of the screen. Now these are all green, so this means they've run the diagnostic test on these monitors and they're all okay. Now, if these hadn't been ran, they'd be flashing red, and that would basically indicate that the vehicle does support that monitor, but just has not run its diagnostic testing yet. You can also see that there's a little acronym in each one of these green circles, and that kind of shows you which monitor has been ran. And not all vehicles will have the same monitors. Now I'm going to switch over to another vehicle, and this vehicle has some of these that are flashing red that have not been ran, just to give an example of that. This is a different vehicle, and I'm going to go ahead and clear these right now, just basically I'm going to erase all the trouble codes, and this will reset the IM monitors. And so that we'll be able to see that they come up as flashing red, the ones that haven't been run yet. Now there's a few things that can cause your IM monitors to not be ready. One of the things is clearing the trouble codes like I'm doing here. You may have swapped your battery, or maybe you have a diagnostic trouble code that's still pending, and one of those monitors might not be working because of that. Okay, here you can see some of the monitors are flashing red now. That doesn't mean they're failed, that just means they have not ran yet. I'm going to freeze it here because I want to point out a couple things about these monitors that you see. The three monitors that stayed green in the upper corner are what are called continuous monitors, and basically these run continuously when the engine is running. It's the Comprehensive Component Monitor, the CCM, the MIS Misfire Monitor, and the FUE Fuel System Monitor. Another thing to notice is the yellow LED on the scan tool is now on, and this indicates that there's a possible problem with, it could be a pending trouble code still in the system, or in this case, the vehicle's emission monitors have not run their diagnostic testing. So now let's talk about these red ones. Now these are non-continuous monitors, and basically they run when your engine meets certain requirements. And so the ones shown here are the catalyst monitor, the evap monitor, the oxygen sensor monitor, and the oxygen sensor heater monitor. Now to get these red ones to actually run the test, you have to complete a drive cycle meeting certain requirements. Now it can be different between manufacturers, makes and models and everything, but basically some of the requirements might be you might have to let the vehicle sit 8 hours, you might have to have it completely warmed up, be driving at freeway speeds for 10 minutes or something, or driving in the city with multiple idle periods. So one of the best ways to do it is, if you have the time, these should probably clear up in just a couple days with normal driving, depending on your driving habits. Otherwise, you can look in the manufacturer's, maybe in your manual, it might show you what you have to do, or you can, maybe reach out to a dealership, ask them. And a great feature of this meter, it kind of explains it for you. So here I'm drilling into the the monitors just to see which ones are completed and which ones aren't. You can see like right here, misfire, fuel system monitor both complete, oxygen sensor incomplete. And so you can kind of scroll through them like this, but this is kind of the same as what was displayed on the top of the screen, which was really nice. But as I said, one of the cool things about this handheld unit, the 5610, is you can actually get a description of what the sensor monitor does. And then you can also go in and you can see what you have to do in the drive cycle to get this one to trigger. So like here, drive cycle procedures, you can see through the oxygen sensor monitor, just kind of scrolling through it, basically it gives you your, engine has to be up to, it looks like 167 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 minutes since it was running, you want to have driving time at 30 miles per hour, so it's really nice. You can go in and you can kind of see what you need to do. So I didn't look these up, but I'm not sure if this is generic guidance or the actual procedure. Okay, next I want to go over what will happen if a monitor test fails, and it can depend on which monitor failed. They have different scenarios, but some of the things that can happen, like it can trigger a diagnostic trouble code and turn on your malfunction indicator lamps. It can trigger a pending trouble code, and if it fails again on the next drive cycle, then it can trigger a malfunction indicator light. And then or after generating that pending trouble code, if it does not trigger a fault again in the next certain number of drive cycles, it may clear that pending trouble code. Now another way on this meter is to get the drive cycle procedures. You can just drill right into drive cycle procedures. As you can see here, complete monitors, and it also shows you the acronym and the monitor name, so you can kind of scroll through these, and there were 7 on this vehicle. You can see this scrolling through there, it's 5 out of 7. So basically then once you can drill down into one of these, and then it will just show you the procedure to complete all the monitors, which is nice if you're in a hurry and you want to try to figure these out as quick as possible rather than just waiting a few days of normal driving. But just be careful if you're trying to complete them in a hurry. Make sure you follow all the speed limit rules and all the laws, because there are a lot of little different things they want you to do. Anyways, I just thought they did a great job with giving you that little extra on this handheld unit, being able to drill in and kind of getting this extra information on what the monitors are and drive cycle information. So pretty cool. They did a good job. Well, that pretty much concludes this video for understanding OBD2 IM readiness monitors. I hope it helped out, especially if you're in a state where you have to do the emission testing. Anyways, thanks again for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and like it. Subscribes are always welcome, and just thanks for the support.